With renewed courage, Moses gathered his family and prepared for the long journey back to Egypt. The land he had fled 40 years earlier was now the place where God was sending him. In his hand was the same shepherd's staff that had guided sheep across the wilderness, but now it would become a symbol of God's power. Before entering Egypt, Moses was reunited with his older brother, Aaron. God had already spoken to Aaron, telling him to meet Moses in the wilderness. The two brothers embraced with joy, and Moses shared everything God had revealed at the burning bush. Together, they returned to the land of Egypt. Their first meeting was with the elders of Israel. Moses told them that God had seen their suffering and had promised to rescue them from slavery. Aaron spoke to the people, while Moses performed the miraculous signs God had given him. When the Israelites saw the signs, hope filled their hearts. Many bowed down and worshiped God, believing that the time of their deliverance had finally come. Soon afterward, Moses and Aaron entered Pharaoh's magnificent palace. Towering columns, golden statues, and richly decorated halls surrounded the throne of the most powerful ruler in Egypt. Standing before Pharaoh, Moses delivered God's message with confidence. "Thus says the Lord, the God of Israel, let my people go so they may worship me in the wilderness." Pharaoh's face hardened. "Who is the Lord?" he demanded. "Why should I obey him? I do not know the Lord, and I will not let Israel go." Instead of showing mercy, Pharaoh became even more ruthless. He accused the Hebrew slaves of being lazy and ordered that they continue making the same number of bricks, but without receiving straw. They now had to search for straw themselves while still meeting impossible daily quotas. The burden became unbearable. Egyptian overseers beat the Israelite foremen whenever production fell short. The people cried out in despair. Many Israelites blamed Moses and Aaron. "You have made our lives worse," they said. "Now Pharaoh has even more reason to hate us." Moses was deeply discouraged. He prayed to God, asking why things had become even more difficult after obeying his command. But God answered with reassurance. "Now you will see what I will do to Pharaoh. By my mighty hand, he will eventually let my people go." God reminded Moses of his covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He promised that he had not forgotten his people and that he would bring them out of Egypt with great power. Strengthened by God's promise, Moses returned to Pharaoh once again. This time, God instructed Moses to perform a sign before the king. Aaron threw his staff onto the palace floor. Instantly, it became a living serpent. Pharaoh called his own magicians, and through their secret arts, they also made their staffs appear as serpents. But then something astonishing happened. Aaron's serpent swallowed every one of theirs. It was a clear demonstration that God's power was greater than all the magic and false gods of Egypt. Yet Pharaoh refused to listen. His heart remained stubborn. He would not release the Israelites. Because Pharaoh continued to resist, God declared that Egypt would witness a series of mighty judgments unlike anything the world had ever seen. The Nile River, the skies, the land. Even Pharaoh himself would soon discover that no earthly king could stand against the power of the living God. The first plague was about to begin.